Hello, hello, and welcome to the NASCAR Cup Series. The A-Class cars on iRacing got 50 laps on offer from one of my favorite tracks, Kentucky. No longer on the Cup circuit or any real part of the Major 3 NASCAR series, but that doesn't matter. Qualified 7th today, and we're going to see how it goes. Everyone's all bunched together nicely. And the green flag's out. I'm able to pretty easily just, get going. All right, let's see how turn one is. Oh, oh. That was almost bad. All right, we got somebody maybe jump the start. That's going to put me into the top 5 early on. Ooh. Oh, little twitchy, little twitchy. Ooh, little scrape of the wall there. Get back onto the throttle and kind of just stick in the 5th position, not really trying to push the car. Still too early to really try to make my way to the front. That's about right. I don't want to, burn up my stuff, and I ran out of a lap down car already. Ooh, the leaders making a little bit of contact, the 1 and 3. Just doing my best to kind of conserve the tires. Sliding really through 1 and 2. That's not good, not what I want. I want to try to maintain track position and keep these tires hopefully not sliding.
Fastest lap for Alton, 30.52. Your lap time was 30.88.
Put it off that corner really well that time.
P5.
Just kind of within ear touch of the top 5 on Russell. And also just keeping everyone else behind me at bay, not really feeling like I'm using up my stuff too much. And there's some contact behind me for 6th. 1 car up the track into the wall. That may get paid back later on in the race. But we may get through. Still green.
That lap was at 30.88.
There we go. And still continuing to pull away as it looks like the 12 car hits the wall pretty nicely coming off of 4. Only 8 laps in and already not handling like he wants, or tight off corner. They're starting to get really crazy behind me for 6th, so I'm just very thankful I've got the draft and relatively good pace.
You've just done a 30.8.
And it looks like the 3 is underneath the 1 for the lead. They're leaning on each other pretty heavily. And that's allowing me to close up, but it's also allowing the other guys behind us, who may have saved the tires just a skosh better than we've been doing.
Well, that was at 30.72.
Had to play with the throttle just a little bit so I didn't drive straight into the wall. Still kind of maintaining my gaps in front and behind.
Your last lap time was at 30.92.
And that looks like we will have some form of company. 25 has made his way up here to join the top 5. He's now right behind us, 6th place.
That lap time was 30.78.
Ooh, big time loose there. But also big time closing on the guys in front. Nope, starting to get a little loose on the exit of 4. Worst case scenario, I could lose this position to the 25.
That lap time was 30 inside. Watch it. It's still there.
Let's see what happens. Is he going to get loose? Is he going to lift? We're just going to be able to drive around. I'm going to let him do his thing. Let him do his thing, and crossover, I think. Yep. It's a crossover, but I'm not going to be able to arc it as wide as I'd like to have. Ooh, oh! He put himself in the wall. I think he might get us.
P6. Last lap was at 31.19. Still there. Hold on. Still there. Here, keep it up.
And we drove around him on the inside.
The track temperature is increasing. It's now 90 Fahrenheit.
And now we're kind of awoken to true pace, so 25 is going to drop back a little bit. I don't know what the 12 was doing. He cut really low. The car got all sorts of unsettled. And he's going to get tied up the track, and he's going to push the 3 up. And I'm still kind of pulling away now through the exit of the corner, just being a little bit smoother. Doing my best to keep this car underneath me, and also maintaining gaps. Pleasantly surprised with the lack of cautions. It's a nice long race to kind of get everything sorted first and foremost. Say a nice calm first half.
Okay, Gage. That's good consistency. Keep it up.
Got a little loose. Very, very loose.
Hard bottom. Still there.
Ho, 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 ho.
Here inside.
I was almost dead there. But that's going to slow him up and let him fall into the clutches of 7th place.
Stewart's behind us now. 0.52. P5.
And now that they're fighting, hopefully they'll lose time. Be really nice. Second place clips the wall on entry. And then clips the wall on exit. I think they're going to lose that spot now. And I'm starting to pull away from the cars behind once again. Oh, yeah.
The lap time was at 31.36.
It's all about choosing when to use up the tires, when to kind of hold back and just chill for a little.
The captain, Stewart's behind is now 1.01. That was a 31.31. That's good consistency. Keep it up.
There we go, a little bit of looseness entering, but the run off is well worth it. Although I do wish we could get a caution to kind of get another restart. Maybe a little bit more action going on. But it looks like for the most part everyone's kind of stretched themselves out in their own little bubble.
Okay, Gage, you're halfway home. Your fuel is fine. That was 31.56.
It looks like the 1 and the 3 are slowly pulling away, maybe going to continue their battle from earlier.
Captain, Stewart's behind is now 1.0.
Yeah, I'm starting to get really, really loose. I may have to back up the corners. As there might just be a battle for 6th brewing. The 7 is right on the back of the 25, and I think the pass already happened.
That was 31.79.
And then next week we got the Coke 600, so that's Charlotte week, one of my favorite tracks. And we almost had a caution, but looks like someone saved it, so fortunately we are thwarted on that front.
You've just done a 31.70.
Although the 7 and the 25 are battling, so you never know what could happen in the midst of that battle. Looks like the 4 has also put some distance between himself and the 12. Who I just have not been able to hunt down at all. As we make our way onto lap 30. And the leaders are battling once more. And now we're going to have a three-way fight for 6th. You never know what that could bring. And while this is one of my favorite tracks, I will say the final corner is absolutely horrible. I really don't particularly like any kind of corner. You kind of just chuck it in and figure it out as you go. Ooh, big time loose. And we still managed to gain time on the cars behind us. Ooh, big time loose coming out of 4. That is going to cost us some time.
That lap time was 32.00.
A 32-second lap. Tires are definitely at a premium right now. And that 3 is all over the 1 car.
Your last lap time was at 32.13. Alright, gauge. You've used half your fuel.
Yeah, now the field is beginning to, do its thing back there. I think we may actually get a caution sooner rather than later. I think our right rear is not particularly pleased with us. So,
That lap was at 32.00.
definitely going to try to, nurse it from here on out. These final 15 laps. Ooh. Oh, that's a little bit of a scrape there. Yeah, we're starting to give up some speed in the worst kind of way. Which is why I need that caution. But, can't exactly make people spin.
Your lap time was 32.00.
And it looks like we've got a pass for the lead. Oh, I can't really mention anything now because the 18 and the 21 are closing.
That lap time was 32.00. Good consistency. Keep them coming.
I'm going to need them to really start ruffling each other's feathers. We're starting to fight just like that. Just a few laps of them side by side should give me just enough distance to make it to the end in terms of space to maneuver and breathe, as the 1 is now back to the lead.
was 31.85.
Quite pleased with how things are going, especially with the fact that they are battling so intensely behind us that they are just costing each other time. Ooh, 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 ooh. As the car almost decided to, you know, spin itself.
That lap was 32.05.
See, I know the worst part is if there is a late race wreck, it's going to be all hell breaking loose. There we go. Still able to get some semblance of speed.
That last lap was
All right, 10 to go.
31.93. You've just done a 32.00. The gap behind is now 1.46.
Doing what I can to keep the speed up, but at the same time, also nurse the tires. Just in case, you know, anything happens up front. Though it's not looking likely as there's some pretty sizable gaps throughout the top 5.
Okay, Gage. Lap times are pretty consistent.
Crew chief says the lap times are pretty consistent, though, you know, I'd say I'm, you know, trying my best, trying to just stay locked into the zone, make sure this car comes home in one piece. 76 I rating, it looks like the gain will be, should everything sort out nicely.
The lap time was 31.88.
So I get uncomfortably close to that wall. Let's not hit the wall hard.
The gap behind is now
Coming out of turn
1.37.
2. That seems oddly counterintuitive to a top 5. Now it looks like the 21 has cleared the 18 and the 7. So he's going to set sail on me.
My tires up.
Looks like the 3 is admitting defeat.
I thought we were going for getting a yellow. Yeah. It was still a fun battle. It was so hard to not get loose when you cross over, but it's just like their game.
I'm shocked we haven't had a caution yet.
That was a fun battle.
Definitely shocked because, wow, the racing standard's gone up and I guess the track's become more worn in and whatnot. People are starting to make better choices and not go for winning lap 1, turn 1. Free to go.
The gap to Garrett behind is now 1.48. You've just done a 32.00.
fifth straight.
Got a full clear.
Oh no!
The track temperature's rising. It's now 93 Fahrenheit.
All right, so we had a 51 lap run. Pretty much the entire race ran green flag, and somebody looped it or spun or what have you, but pretty much the top 8 stayed out on their older tires. So I'm third in line of guys with new tires, so this restart is going to get crazy.
Next car has just left. Green, green, green. Let's go.
And we're going.
Car up top. Feel it.
There's a little shove.
So sure we'll lose this place. Ultra line.
None of these guys are going to be able to hold the bottom.
You're clear high.
They're all going to drift up.
2 up top.
I'm moving.
Line. They're still there. Car outside.
Oh man, I made a mistake there. We're going to be 4 wide.
Good job. You're in the middle. Still there. Stay with them.
They're wrecking back there. We took the white flag already. I think we're still 3 wide.
White flag, 1 more lap. All clear. Keep it coming. Outside. Stay low. You're 3 wide.
And we're going to keep moving.
High side. Still there. Hold on. Clear outside.
And I'm going to try to dive into the inside of the floor. And let's see.
8. Clear high.
Got 8th place.